there. However, there's little circulation centers in there, but all the same, Ada, take your tornado precautions.
There is one new severe thunderstorm warning for Michigan.
Tornado warning.
Ongoing tornado warnings here, and this is going to be right around Hickory. Pretty strong signature there on the northeast side of Hickory. Let's look at the signature and see what we have going on there. Nothing really pronounced, some indications slight, some potential, but nothing really definitive there on the debris, but an ongoing tornado warning near Hickory. And then on back down, let's go on down into Carter County and look farther down here. Gene Autry might go over to Frederick on this one, and Gene Autry here, and all the way out of Marietta. So that's likely a tornado there. This is Love County, all the way down County, west of Medill. So west of Medill, tornado there. So west of Medill and north of Marietta, right there. East of Overbrook, and down here in the far southeastern section of county, a little ways east of Lake Murray, and showing there. So that's an ongoing tornado there. These debris signatures are being lofted really high tonight. So a lot of these tornadoes have got some real strength to them. I think you can definitely take out a lot of these and mostly take out EF1s on a lot of these. So you're looking at EF2s and higher. That's pretty high in the sky right there. Debris being lofted way up. So I think at a minimum a high end 1 and really going up to a 2 because yeah, 11,000.
There is one new tornado warning for Oklahoma.
Strong tornado right there. I think you can definitely, using a loose relationship between loft and the strength of that debris loft and how high it is, loose relationship, EF2 on this one, give or take EF2 could be higher, don't know, but that's what we're looking at as concerned. That's out of Love County into southeastern Carter County is where that is. So this is south central Oklahoma. So Aaron, let's go ahead and back on out. The severe weather has cleared. So the Oklahoma City Metro, the severe weather is totally cleared on out. A lot of heavy rain, a lot of flooding. Carter, Murray County, down through Stevens County, Jefferson County. There, a lot of flooding from Murray into Pontotoc County. Some rainfall totals here, 4, locally 6 inches of rain. Lots of heavy flooding in through here. Lots of water on the road. There are lots of water all around the Arbuckles and a lot of moderate rain, but that's it. The Metro totally on severe weather altogether, and we're still looking at this situation here coming out of Okemah now, just to the east of Highway 48. So east of 48, and that's an ongoing tornado warning right there, and that's heading up into western Okmulgee County and southeastern Creek County, still in there. We can hope that it lifted or weakened when it came through Okemah based on the sees here and see what that looks like. Yeah, so there's no real core there left. You might go to Inola too and see what east of Tulsa shows.
There is one new tornado warning for Oklahoma.
So looking at it from 2 opposite angles right here, and maybe go over to Oklahoma City here and look at that as well. And maybe right in through here a small area, but it looks like it may have. That's sure what it looks like as it came in the general area right through Okemah. It may then. That'd be really, really good news. Some indication there of still some debris, but there's no core like we had earlier. Let's hope that is the case. Aaron, just kind of give everybody an overview now.
Yeah, we'll start out with a wide view here. We'll kind of pull the view back, and it's very important. It's PM right now, and we want to let folks know about what's going on and why we're on the air. We have a tornado warnings here, and this one continuing into Osage County, so that's moving out of tornado warning, moving toward Pawhuska in north central Oklahoma. Folks might be hearing some lightning in Deer Creek and Renfro and Medford. That is not severe. It's not going to become severe. It's behind the main line. Moderate rain from Stillwater down to Guthrie, Perkins, and Cushing, and over toward Edmond. The rain's actually back in just a little bit, so could be a couple bolts of lightning and some thunder here or there, but again, has ended. We had the strong, at least straight line winds, possible tornadic activity near Norman. Cold kind of wrapped up on itself and came through the near the Riverwind Casino. Meteorologist John Slater had some damage in that area, and then south into south central Oklahoma. Lindsay, earlier you heard sirens tonight in these areas. Things have lessened up substantially. And Velma seeing again heavy rain. There's going to be some flooding. That's also a concern. And warnings here from Marietta up to just off to the east of Ardmore, near Sulphur, Mill, shy of Roth. Just a massive amount of tornado warnings. And then over toward, you can see still seeing some of that activity over toward Ada and Fitz. And still watching, you know, what was a really serious situation and still is, of course, continues north of Okemah, but we did see that lessen up. I want to take this for a loop here and just show you the velocity, because showing you how long this tornado was on the ground. Look at that. So I'll pull the view back. Holdenville all the way near Cromwell, just off to the east. Okemah, it crossed and then still some circulation continuing on north of Okemah. Let's go ahead and take a look here the last 15 minutes. About a couple miles off to the east and northeast of IXL, just off to the west of Okfuskee. Still some rotation there, but as Mike was showing earlier and we were looking at with multiple correlation coefficient, or what tells us if there's debris, nothing really conclusive right now. Earlier as it approached I-40 in Okemah, near Okemah, or possibly just is too close to call, really. There was still some debris either coming down from the clouds or still being lofted up areas. So that has, at least the debris part of this does not look as it did for, goodness, 45, 50 minutes, close to an hour, as this was all the way from Holden up northward, and a lot of rain just embedding this thing and kind of taking it over from Okemah to
There is one new severe thunderstorm warning for Oklahoma.
Tornado warnings do continue across these areas. Velocity here, and you can see that there's still some small circulations here or there. I'm going to change the velocity, and definitely some at least broad circulation, small areas of the heavy rain. So that is going to continue to be an issue from Sulphur to Mill Creek to Springer, Ardmore, and even down toward Love County near the Red River, near Marietta. Still tornado warning tonight. These nighttime tornadoes, of course, very dangerous, and a lot of folks, of course, have had sirens going off as these tornado warnings come through. But again, for Seminole, no warning. For Shawnee, no warnings, just some thunder and lightning and some heavier rain that continues to come down over toward Edmond. More still some crews assessing damage. I-35 was closed for a while. Area, so we continue to see rain, just pure rain coming down in some of these locations. Like Prague and Shawnee, just seeing some rain coming down as well. But a really big complex. I mean, you can see just is here. The worst of it by far has moved off to the east of many of central Oklahoma, extreme Oklahoma City metro. No threat. South central Oklahoma, of course, the threat continues down there in southern parts of the state. Sulphur and the threat continues, and over toward Ada, and then again Holdenville. Looks like we have definitely still some very heavy rain, borderline severe thunderstorms, but as far as the tornado has really gone down, as you can see on the velocity here, we'll just kind of zero this in on the radar. So Oklahoma City, still some straight line winds and some wind kind of gusting into Holdenville, and this debris signature go basically right over Holdenville, at least central or Holdenville. Now another punch of wind kind of coming in behind that. We woke us some winds coming in morning right now. In effect for Holdenville, Wetumpka, or Cromwell, Okemah, the warning has now been drifted farther off toward the north. So there you go. You can still see some. This has cleared. So Okfuskee, it is relatively close, a little bit west and southwest, clearing Oriental and Morse. This again is moving about due. We'll go ahead and again, this is still an active tornado warning. We'll put a time track on this here for you. So north, it should go off to the east of Bristow. So here's some time of arrival for you. Edna, If you're listening to us, watching us right now, it is 11:35 in the evening. And then Mounds after midnight, but not too much. Glenpool 12:13 on our morning. That would be after midnight right there. And we continue to watch this if, it continues moving toward but towards Sapulpa, Tulsa.
There is one new
possibly the
severe
Broken
thunderstorm
area,
warning
Broken
for
Arrow
Texas.
area. Things north of the Tulsa area. That'll continue in this line. The whole thing moving off toward the east. It's moving more north than east, that's for sure. But you can see it kind of wrapping up. At least, the leading edge of this, moving toward Wetumpka and Holdenville. This is not severe, though. Talking about Hughes County right now. There is no warning in Hughes County. You go just off to the near Ada. Still tornado warning continues near Bing. Not seeing really there's still some embedded rotation near the Ada area. However, it is completely clearly defined. You are still under a tornado warning there. That does not technically Hughes County, but we're watching that very carefully. And then you go up near Cromwell, some straight line winds, and then so to orient yourself here, Oklahoma City, the left-hand side of your screen, Edmond, there is no concerning metro. There is no concerning hail in and around the metro, just some rain, but we're still watching that circulation. Near IXL off to the east and continuing basically due north. It is near very close to Okfuskee, that rotation, Haydenville, Okfuskee. We're going to check out the correlation coefficient again. This tells us if there's debris and a little bit of some yellows and oranges there. That could be still some lofted debris from earlier. We're going to switch radar sites here. Not really showing too much. NOLA radar, which is off to the east of Tulsa. Not like near Holdenville, not like that, and not like what we had as this was crossing I-40 near Okemah. Show you what that would have looked like. So this is not current. We're going to back this up here a little bit here. Go Lakes radar, and this is earlier, but this is right as it was getting ready to cross I-40. There, the middle part of your screen, I'll circle it. That was the debris. It's a very sharp of debris. This was earlier. This was at 11:15, not too long ago. It crossed I-40, looked like it weakened somewhat, but before it did, you can see just how complex it was. That little ball right there. This is 11:05. This is stepping back in time, and you can see as it crossed, it looks like at least the debris signature portion of it.
There is one new tornado warning for Oklahoma.
So that is certainly good. That's what we want to see. But still, right now, a tornado warning does continue. Put the details on that for you. The hail size, that's going to be still a concern. Go ahead and animate this for you. All these circulations are moving basically due north, and that continues off to the west of Okmulgee. Go ahead and look at rotation here, velocities again. So and still there at the very least. We're talking about straight line least near Okfuskee, and that continues to move basically off Edna and Denton.
This is a tornado warning.
Should go off to the east of Bristow as this gets ready to cross I-4, and we'll do a little measurement on here. It's still about 14-15 miles south of crossing I-44 near Bristow. Again, it should go off to the east of Bristow, but a lot of times these things will kind of wobble back and forth as they kind of go. We'll look at the warnings here again down south. A little bit of a circulation. So watching that near Ada, a little bit of a movement off to the east and northeast near Ada. Around there, if you know folks, they're under a tornado warning that continues. And also near Sulphur and Hickory, small rotations that continue across part of the area there in south. This is cleared I-35. All these warnings are off to the east of I-35, so that is late night travel and trucks traveling up and down I-35, but still a there. And again, we just kind of want to emphasize to folks that the threat across the Oklahoma City has ended. It is just light rain right now that is continuing. Guthrie, Edmond, even over the threat has ended. Over toward Chandler and Luther, the threat has ended. And there's still going to be some thunder time. You're going to notice that and hear that, and especially as you go down toward Duncan and Comanche, Wood and Elmore City, the circulations are still off to your east, but you're going to hear some gusty winds, 30, 40 miles per hour around some of these areas, Healdton as well. But it's the leading, as it's been pretty much the entire duration of this event, the leading edge of this line is where all these heading up and continuing to spin up as this continues to go farther off to the north. We'll look at Holdenville. Holdenville, I mean, the circulation was very close or in Holdenville. Testing out, I'll put a little marker on here so you can see the winds kind of moving away. Could be some winds, 50, 55 miles per hour. There is no severe thunderstorm warning here. That is good. We're happy about that. This is Hughes County right now. Wewoka, still some winds. Seminole, Cromwell, still some winds kind of high up in the clouds that could be kind of trying to translate their way back down to the ground level. And things are looking better right now. The tornado warning does continue north of Okemah, near Okfuskee. So there it is, the circulation just off to the west, very close to Okfuskee right now.
So, Aaron, we're going to go to Maya Ward here pretty soon down in Norman. Do that, and also Dylan and Adria over there at the news desk. Before we do that, let's go on down this line down to around Lake Murray and Dixon. So if you have any friends or loved ones down here around Murray and the Dixon area, so this is going to be down here coming out of Love County. Down to, so right down here to the east and southeast of Ardmore. So that's a tornado, and it's a significant tornado. Go ahead and check the CCs on that. So now northward, this is going to be far eastern Carter County. Yeah, still a big debris ball. This is a dangerous tornado here. So near Gene Autry and to the east of Gene Autry, eastern Carter County, life-threatening situation here as well. That's a big debris ball. It's also a wide core of debris. That is a big tornado right there. So it just went north of Dixon. So it's basically just very near and just east of where that is right now. So eastern Carter County, and over here, this is going to be area over here in Tishomingo and not too far from the northern side of Lake Texoma here. Eastern Carter County, big, punchy debris ball, life-threatening. It's so big, it's going to try to back into Gene Autry. Autry needs to be in their safe spot right now. These could easily be EF2 plus.
There is one new tornado warning for Oklahoma.
We've seen, and also one of the strong we've seen. That is a big tornado lifting due northward area, and over here just on the east side of Gene Autry, the debris ball large. And there's the velocity signature there on the east side of Gene Autry. The ball's quite big, so it looks like it could be a large tornado or maybe debris that's kind of out. But that's a big debris ball that's like a mile wide. Debris ball, close to a mile wide there, the way it looks. So you're talking about there's there. Here's Lake Murray over here. There's Dixon, so north of Dixon. Lifting to the north. A dangerous situation over here in County, lifting up toward southeastern Murray County. So you folks in southeast, seek shelter. Great big debris ball that's well over a mile wide. One of the biggest ones we've seen all evening. And it's also a really punchy core debris ball. Probably a big tornado on the ground. Life-threatening here, lifting north, near and on the east side of there. Darty to the east of Honey Creek Pass and eventually Buckles. So this is going to be south central Oklahoma, Carter County down here.
There is one new severe thunderstorm warning for Oklahoma.
Down in eastern Carter County, lifting up into southeastern Murray County. Let's go down to Norman here. We're going to go to Maya Ward here with an update on some of the damage down in the Norman area. Maya?
Oh, my back. That's right, guys. I'm here at Free Will Baptist Church over here in Midwest City, right off 29th and Westminster. Quite a bit of damage. I want you guys to take a look at this huge pile of are just laying on the floor. You can see the framing of the roof, William. If you go up, I'm going to, and you can actually see the breaker box is hanging from the side of the church. I talked with of the children's services here at the church, and he says that you actually can't tell that much damage from inside the church, which is a good thing. The director also told me that we're going to have a revival this weekend, and so if we come over here, William, this trailer right here is actually filled with music equipment that they were going to use this weekend. It was actually placed in the parking lot over there and made its way all the way here. So they have quite a bit of damage over here. I mean, let's go back over here to the bricks. Them just piles and piles of bricks and debris. You can see metal and that was in the roof. And so, I mean, this church has quite a bit of damage. The director still plan to have their revival tomorrow. He says that their faith is still going to be strong and they're there to clean up tomorrow morning. That's all for now. I'll toss it back to you guys.
Maya, thank you very much. Report right there, Southeast 29th and Westminster on the Midwest City, Oklahoma City line. This evening when all those high winds came through and that report of a brief tornado around Tinker Air. That's the area that we're talking about right there. That was a Maya Ward Live. So the main line here is from basically over to Pontotoc County, and then from Pontotoc County up into Hughes County, up into western Okmulgee County. It's pushing to the east very slowly. A lot of fall in through here, and north of Dixon, there is still a large tornado on the ground with a eastern Carter County heading up into southern and southeastern Murray. Big tornado here north of Dixon. Indications are of a large and possibly tornado similar to the one around Holdenville earlier, just on the east side of Gene to the north. So the Mill Creek area, west of Mill Creek and east of Darty, then Murray County, lifting to the north. That is a dangerous, life-threatening situation there. News desk with more updates on all this severe weather, guys.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you so much, Mike. We've been station that we've seen just all across basically the scar of these storms as they've torn northeast. Big places for sure. The Sulphur and Ardmore hit hard during this.
Multiple tornadoes. We know the high school in Ardmore was hit as well. There was several.
This is a tornado warning.
Injuries and power outages.
Destruction. Emergency management sent out a notice around 11 p.m. just for now of what they know. Power lines are down. OHP talked about several injuries. Houses a serious, not just night, day. This was all day long from the morning 10 a.m. storm trackers. A lot to get to when it comes to this.
Yeah, and let's take a look at some of the power outages that we are seeing here. And this is just from power outages from across the state. Right now, almost 16,000 customers for tonight. So if you know someone is without power and they want to get updates on these storms, they can follow .com/live. We are live right now. We also have some damage that we want to show you. Storms that passed through earlier tonight. There's a lot of damage happening on the north campus, as well as some stores and gas stations in Norman that were hit and have some damage as well.
John Slater was out near the airport earlier showing kind of the debris thrown about the Norman airport out there. This was earlier tonight.
There are 2 new warnings affecting Missouri and Oklahoma.
We've got branches into buildings. I had pictures coming out of there, videos of debris everywhere.
And some of those buildings sheared off with some of the metal tin roof and siding coming off. This station not far from there where they had uprooted trees. You can see some of the roof and the pieces of that gas station that are now littered in the ground. We do know that people have been out picking up this debris. We had crews that were on both scenes.
Firefighters.
They said that people out there who were picking up and cleaning up from the storms at those 2 locations.
Yeah, and again, this is just Norman's a little bit of it. This is the church, actually. This is where Maya was at, Southeast 29th, Oklahoma City and Midwest City kind of area. Just that side, look at that, ripped off that church. And she said the instruments were being held in a trailer that was carried all the way across, more near the church. So this This is serious damage here, but compared to what we've heard and have said have happened south of here, looking at Ardmore, Sulphur, all those areas, Holdenville got hurt really hard as well. We know there's so much more out there that we've got to get to.
There is one new tornado warning for Oklahoma.
But I'm sure some serious help is going to be on the way.
And we also have some crews that are at homes in Norman that also got hearing of some damage at homes in Norman area and several other locations across the state that were hit by tonight's. We've got crews there as well. Let's go back over to Mike to get one last update on what's going on with our
Nice job there. A lot of information to pass along tonight. Of course, a fair amount of storm damage out there. All those power. So here's the overview. So some moderate rain in Oklahoma City. Our severe weather threat is totally. And from Pauls Valley to basically west of Ada, about Seminole, and to Okemah, everybody.
There is one new severe thunderstorm warning for Texas.
Is basically over. This is all a big flood here. There's been some half-a-foot rainfall plus totals down here. So a lot of water in the roadways, a lot of stream flow picking up. As far as the tornadoes are concerned, we have ongoing tornadoes in County and heading into western Johnston County. There's your rainfall. County there, some areas about a half a foot of rainfall. So really rain. Let's go ahead and go down here and start with the leading edge on this line. This is where the warm air is still feeding. Still the spin to the atmosphere is feeding in right through here. So there's a hook down here coming in Love County, and this is going to be northeast of Marietta and southwest of Dixon. There's the right there, and that's lifting to the northeast. So we had a pass very close to Dixon about 15 minutes ago. That's now east of Gene Autry. You see in the green, and the debris signature fortunately is going away. That's good. Great big heavy debris signature there on the west side of Dixon, or hopefully not, but over Dixon area had a tornado, and it was likely a large damaging tornado. That debris going away and weakening. It's all fluttering back down now to earth. So that has weakened for the in far southeastern Murray County. This is Mill Creek. This is Johnston County here. And severe weather continues in Johnston County. Let's go on up into Pontotoc County here. County, Ada, you're fine. You're on the back side of that now. So the severe weather threat is over. A lot of heavy rain, though. Show you that heavy rain in Pontotoc County coming on through. And flooding is going to be a concern on this line as it comes through as well. And Pontotoc County up into parts of Hughes County and eastern Seminole County. Very heavy rain. Of course, there is widespread damage confirmed on the west side of Holdenville, miles west of Holdenville, with that large, powerful tornado earlier that tracked due northward. Lifted as it came into Okemah, the way it looked. The big debris ball there, a lot less organized earlier as it came into Okemah, so hopefully it. And that circulation now is up in western Okmulgee County. So this is all pushing into eastern Okmulgee. Tornado watch continues along and ahead of this line. So Okmulgee, McIntosh County, over into Pittsburgh County and eastern Hughes County, into Johnston County and southeastern Murray County, and points eastward up into Muskogee County, and everybody here off to the east around Shakota, McIntosh County, Lakeview area. Tornado watches continue overnight, but to the west of that line, there's no severe weather here, and that's good. Oklahoma City has light to moderate rain, and our severe weather all around the metro is now totally 100% over. The line is now well off to our east, and the rain itself will end here in the next hour or so. Severe weather coverage here for the evening. If you know folks over in eastern Oklahoma, keep in mind their tornadoes continue. So we're all around McAllister and all around Lake Eufaula and Shakota, all around Muskogee and all the way up through Wagner and Claremore and Tahlequah. All under a tornado watch here in eastern Oklahoma, and still some flooding continues. County, back down through Carter and Murray County, back down into Jefferson County as well. So flooding there. This is all pushing out of the metro now. The rain is even ending on the western sides of Oklahoma City. Storm system moves out. That wraps up our coverage for the night. We'll have a complete look at all this damage first thing on News 4 coming up on your Sunday. Stay with News 4. We'll keep you forewarned. We're glad you're with us. But to the west of that line, there's no additional severe weather here, and that's good. Light to moderate rain, and our severe weather threat all around the metro is now totally over. The line is now well off to our east, and the rain itself will end here in the next hour. So that is our severe weather coverage here for the evening.
This is a tornado warning.
A real threat right there. This is all pushing out of the metro now. The rain is even ending on the western side as this storm system moves out. That wraps up our coverage for the night. We'll have a complete
There is one new tornado warning for Oklahoma.
is a tornado warning.
There is one new tornado warning for Oklahoma.
There, and then we have a massive one now northeast of Wilson near the Mulkey area. We look at rotation right now near the Wilson area. Velocity is showing the possibility for shoulder moving to the northeast towards Morris. If you live in Morris, Pumpkin Center, and you need to take your tornado precautions right now. Still tornado warning now, southern Tulsa County, Mulkey County. We continue to see the possibility of a storm producing a tornado, southern county near the Mounds area. Let me zoom out and put a lapse on this radar as this line continues to move to the northeast. Severe line now from Coweta towards Mulkey, and then we have the intense line of thunderstorms moving across Tulsa. Within this, we very well could see the possibility for a tornado to occur. So this, if you wouldn't mind swinging Cityplex back to the south again, as we had the main line move, we're going to watch is back to the southwest towards the Mounds area with the possibility of some rotation and again to the south. So this is looking back south right now, Cityplex Tower. A lot of lightning, and that just goes to show you how intense this thunderstorm is. Portions of Tulsa County, a lot of cloud to ground lightning strikes for our southern portions of Tulsa. Again, we're going to watch for the possibility of a rain-wrapped circulation in that area. 169 looking back to the southwest towards southern portions of Tulsa County. A tornado gets closer to the metro area. And again, tornado southern portions of Tulsa County. Let me pause this here. You can see there was the area. And again, from Sapulpa to right along Bixby, south of the river, potential, this area is where you need to take cover. So let me back to reflectivity and velocity, and we can see rotation in Mounds, and then we had one earlier right here. So two different spots. Let's go back to Mike Scantlin. Mike, give us an update on what you're seeing. of that tornado warning that you're in the middle of?
Yeah, Mike. So 5 here on 16. A lot of weird wind shifts and wind low underneath whatever this thing is trying to do. It's definitely disorganized, but it's definitely not your ball line bookend type of situation. There's still an inflow notch there. Keep an eye on that. Those things can spin up real quickly, as we know here. Eastern Oklahoma is no stranger to the large storm events, leftovers that we get late at night here after Western Oklahoma, the daytime stuff. So I actually don't think I'm going to be able to catch the storm up by team here and follow this tornado warning to the south towards Muskogee. I think I'm going to try to get out of this range. So I'm going to continue eastern. Mike, do we have anyone in the Glenpool area?
You're our guy, so stick with that if you don't mind. Mounds
Absolutely.
Area of concern right now, and again, this is moving to the northeast towards. Go to our rotation detector, and this is the area of rotation right now. I mean, it's just not that impressive of rotation. It exists, and this is mainly right in this vicinity here. You kind of see this winds area heading towards Glenpool and Bixby. If you live in these areas, take cover, tornado. And then we have another area of rotation. This is the more concerning one. You can see this little inflow notch right here. This is where we could potentially have a spin up or a tornado on that. And you can see there's one spot, but also Viper really mounds. And so again,
There is one new severe thunderstorm warning for Oklahoma.
That, and you know, velocity just not doing us any favor here of any showing any of significance, which is good sign. Very shortly, then, but down towards southeast Mulgee, that's where I'm really concerned with as it continues to track to the northeast. So 2 areas of rotation, one near Mounds, Mulgee.
There is one new severe thunderstorm warning for Texas.
Area. Track this Mounds, so that is going to continue to lift to the northeast into southern. We have numerous severe thunderstorm warnings. You can see that red, that's a tornado warning in southern Tulsa. This one down towards Mulgee, continuing to track to the east and eastern portions of. Looking at rotation detector, we can see that still showing some mounds with that other area of rotation down towards Mulgee. These two spots continue to move. Still have a tornado warning in Osage County, but then another storm capable of producing Ardmore, Oklahoma, but that is not our concern right now. All right, so actually go back to Scantland. Mike, so you're kind of caught in between the two on Viper, but you know, give us an idea of that.
You know, it's a lot of rain. It's just dumping rain. It's very high. It's just like we were saying, we were worried about the tornado threat, but with these training in the air, you know, we're going to have a flash too if these things slow down any more than they are. You know, coming through Beggs, it's kind of a low area there where the train tracks are, and that's still an I was going through there. But you know, the flooding we can handle. The tornado. You know, I was kind of hoping we'd be done with this by now, but they're just not yet. And I'm gonna keep blasting east here out ahead of this thing, and follow this.
There is one new severe thunderstorm warning for Kansas.
You guys need to take this thing seriously. You should be, if you're downstream of this thing up towards Muskogee, absolutely be paying attention to this thing.
A strong rotation now near Morris, like you mentioned. Strong rotation. I know we've got tornado sirens going off in the Bixby area as well. Southern warnings or sirens going off, but this area here is of the most concern. That potential for that strong tornado or strong development of a tornado signals right now near the Mulgee area where we have this area of rotation, and this is the spot near Morris. Take cover now. Pumpkin Center, Aram, This is a dangerous storm capable of producing a tornado moving to the northeast towards Pumpkin. This will continue to move to the northeast. You can see this is tightly wrapped right here along Highway 62, just northeast of Brundage and southeast of Alton. Morris, tornado warning in your area. Take cover now. This is a dangerous capability of producing a tornado, and this is again a storm that has tornado warning on. We have strong rotation in this area. This is going to continue northeast of Morris towards Pumpkin Center, and between Pumpkin, you storm track on this area of rotation as it continues to move northeast, 25 to 30 miles per hour. That would take you to Pumpkin Center, 1229.
There is one new severe thunderstorm warning for Texas.
About 1 a.m. and that's over the next 45. That we had in southern Tulsa County. We look at Viper and detector. And
there is one new tornado warning for Oklahoma.
We look at maybe right here south of Sapulpa, southwest of Glenpool, maybe a little area of that's going to move to the north. Yeah, there's the area of rotation, and not seeing anything. It was mound, so it's come as like it's lifting to the northwest. Might not Bixby, but again, this is all kind of just a muddled mess right now. It continues to southeast. All right, so we do have a tornado on the ground near the Morris area. All right, so here it is. This is wrapped up quite well. This is rotation detect. Tornado on the ground right now crossing interstate.
There is one new tornado warning for Oklahoma.
Mike Scantlin is not too far from here. Mike, you're just north of this tornado on the ground. What do you see to your south?
Yeah, I just broke out of the rain, and 3 degrees. I expect to go a couple miles east of here, and the temperature to jump up significantly here. Just to my south,
there is one new severe thunderstorm warning for Oklahoma.
Up and I'll let you know, but that reflectivity and velocity here is pretty sickening here. It's a pretty rural area, but this is moving into a much more populated area, more passable, and so yeah, this thing. Did you say it's
tornado?
Okay, so we have a debris signature on this thing. Okay, that doesn't look echo. It's something you don't see very often with these squall line tornadoes. That's a pretty curl on it. So, I'm north of it. It's moving right at me, Mike. So if there's any, I'm going to see it.
Yeah, you are. Okay, so stay with us, Mike. Let's go back to weather one. Right now, Morris, we have debris tracker on it as well, showing the right here in the Morris area velocity. You can see this wrapped up across Interstate 40 through Morris. This is going to continue to track northeast towards Pumpkin. If there is a confirmed tornado on the ground, and this significant damage as well. So as we look at Viper right now, the potential for damage, destructive tornado moving through Morris. It's going to track to the northeast towards Pumpkin. Zoom in really close. We'll go down to street level here. Here's Highway 62. Here's Ash Road, northeast of Ash Road. Let's see, this is Watts Road, Old Morris, northeast towards that area. And so this is going to continue to track to the northeast. Specific spots, these streets, Watts. If you live along Watts Road, now confirmed tornado to your southwest. McKinley Road, Gun Club to take cover now. Let's see, State Highway 52 and Watt. Look at that. This is not good, folks. This is back to what we were dealing with earlier. Rotation now along State Highway 52 and 62. Tornado right in this vicinity. So this storm, you can see, just wrap back up and really strength as it moves to Pumpkin Center. Pumpkin Center, tornado is on its way towards your area. And you can see a potential tornado on the ground just southwest of Pumpkin Center. just a little bit in that last scan, but still it's almost kind of to that line, which we hope that continues. Now, the tornado warning has been canceled in County. Thank goodness for that, as this is the main with that potential for damaging winds and rotation right now. Tracking to the northeast towards Boynton and Taft. Tornado warning, tornado confirmed. Purple is confirmed tornado. Brandon, let's look at debris tracker. What do we see in the to weaken at all in the past few minutes?
Yeah, we're seeing that debris signature and also Morris, so kind of right there. It's just kind of a quick scan from the Inola radar. This was a couple of minutes ago at 12:11. To the present time, we kind of lost that signature for a few scans, but there it is, just probably and still to the west there, and so it could still be in this location, Mike, right about there.
So again, storms, busy night across the area. Again, tornadoes still to be on the ground, heading towards Pumpkin Center. Let's see, this is, okay, so this continues northeast of Morris. Let's go. Still to your south, do you see anything? Do you see any power flashes at all?
Power flashes, but I can see a big, bad lowering here. By south, the left side of the thing might actually be down. I'm not thinking it does look like it's almost down to the ground. If it's not on the ground, it's very close to the ground. I'm going to keep punching each other because I'm...
Okay. Mike, we lost you a little bit in the cell, but this storm capability of producing a tornado may have weakened just a little bit just in the past, but still a very intense storm capable of producing a tornado. Heading, take cover immediately. This storm had a confirmed tornado on it just a few minutes. Used to move from southwest to northeast, and we're going to watch this. You can see the ground. You can see it's still the area of rotation now, moving towards Pumpkin Center. We do not have a tornado on the ground, as Mike has mentioned, but we do have a lowering with this as it continues. There's that area of rotation, and now still tracking to the northeast. This here, go back to radar, and we'll show you the big picture here, where we still have storms that are severe.
There are 2 new warnings affecting
Washington
Oklahoma.
County into portions. Now squall line heading your way, damaging winds up to 50 to 60 miles per hour. East of Tulsa now, heading towards Muskogee, towards the Shakota area. We still have the tornado warning embedded within that in the Mulgee area. We've been mentioning right down to the Morris area, Pumpkin Center. And let me pause this here. So you see that little notch right here? That's what we're looking at for the possibility for a tornadic development. Still, this is just southwest of where Scantlin's at right now. We look radar again, and so this is going to continue to track. I'm going to give you a storm track on this. This is going to continue to move to the east northeast, and we'll take. And this is going to move into Haskell at 12:43, Yahola at 12:51, Clarksville at 12:56. Storm capable of producing confirmed tornado on it a little earlier, but again, this is going to be moving to the northeast towards Wagner, and eventually into the Muskogee and the OK area. Tornado warning. Mike, you're watching that storm to your south. Any new developments?
It has a very, very well-defined wall cloud, and even to it, if it's not all the way down, I haven't seen any power flashes, so I can't confirm that it's down. If it's not tornado, it's very, very close to doing it. It's definitely well-defined in this type of squall line embedded circulation type of deal here. So a little bit of a merger. There's kind of some stuff developing on the north side.
There is one new tornado warning for Oklahoma.
Into it. So that's an interesting feature that happens here. As they're right ahead of the line, whenever they have just enough inflow, they can condense kind of. So this thing might get rapid rain. This might actually kind of help.
This is a tornado warning.
I can't confirm a tornado. Consider this to be a confirmed tornado because that debris on radar doesn't lie. If it has debris, it's still going to have a chance at producing a tornado here. So I don't see that it's all the way down, but it.
All right, so we continue to watch that new tornado warning now on the Taft and the Spring Hill area, Haskell, as this storm continues to lift from southwest. And then we see numerous showers, thunderstorms across the metro region that are severe at this. Continue to move to the northeast towards Choteau. So Mike is now under a tornado warning. Southwest continue to move northeast. The area of rotation is just to his south. Very closely to his south, still showing some pretty good signs of rotation with this Pumpkin Center. And we look at velocities, and we're again watching this area of rotation center moving to the northeast towards Jamesville and Boynton. The storm capable. Still, we had a confirmed tornado earlier. New tornado warning that continues, still showing to his south with very heavy rainfall. We look at the big picture again, Oklahoma, and you can see storms from southeastern Kansas all the way down to Oklahoma. Storms capable of producing a tornado still near. We've got James Rogers here in Tulsa, Mark Folta out in Coweta as it continues to evolve to the northeast, but we also have some very heavy rainfall moving. So let's check in with Brandon. Brandon, can we look at some rainfall estimates so far in the metro?
We're just also looking at the wind gusts, just getting a report of a 72 mile per hour on the Mesonet at 12:10, so about 13 minutes ago. The rainfall in the metro in Tulsa, we're approaching the 1-inch mark on the Mesonet. In Hectorville over the past couple of hours, 1.17 inches. Bixby, we're seeing just under a ½ inch, but certainly that rainfall is really building in. And that's going to be the concern after the tornado threat overnight through early flash flooding threat. So we do have that flood watch issued by the National Weather Service until could see a couple of inches or even several inches of rain in many locations across. Mike, going from that tornadic threat to the flash flooding threat for the rest of tonight and in throughout. But right now, as we zoom down on dual Doppler radar, Viper 4D, we do have that new tornado 1 o'clock, so about the next 35 minutes. Do we have Mike Scantlin on the phone for a phoner? His take on this. Mike, any new updates from your location?
That thing, like I said, there was a little bit of a new shower that kind of got absorbed on the north side of this thing. It actually be helping kind of choke this thing off. The wall cloud is still the little rain-free area I was looking at just to my southwest here as it approaches Highway 6. Smaller at least. I don't think it's all the way down. I haven't seen any power flashes here down by Morrison. So hopefully that was just a brief tornado. Sometimes they can just hit one barn and loft that debris and make it look a lot worse than it actually is. But, you know, they extended the tornado warning because it has a history of producing strong enough of a tornado to high enough to see that radar can see it. So I'm going to follow this thing, Stogie here, and I'm going to stay on this thing. But right now, I haven't seen any power. It's all the way down.
Okay, that's a good report there. So again, have you seen? You said power flashes have ended, or they're.
Seen a power flash from my location on Highway 16, looking south.
Okay.
Since Morris. Yes.
Okay. All right, Mike Scantlin, thanks so much for that report. It's the Highway 62 area, Highway 62 and 64, where they cross between Taft and Midway. Let's check in with our chief meteorologist, Mike. Chasing Venture out in the storm truck, and he's live in studio.
Yeah, we have been tracking these early afternoon out in western portions of the state, all the way into central Oklahoma. This line now here into eastern Oklahoma, and of course we've got Mike Scantlin. He is still on that tornado warning storm as it tracks its way now, beginning to cross over here into County and Muskogee County, I should say, and also if it continues from there in here to parts of Cherokee County. But you can see the line here. The good news, the tornado warning that we did for areas here to parts of Osage County and also up in that has since been allowed to expire. So some good news there. Just pan here a little farther to the north again. Had those stronger storms here producing multiple tornado warnings right across northern area, including Chautauqua County, into Montgomery County in Kansas, and far northern portions of Osage County. Storm warnings here. Flash flooding, a big concern up here as well with some of the heavy rain. So do watch out for any high water that may be coming up. Farther south down that storm warnings here now for Coffeyville and the leading edge here up into around Veneta, Pryor. Farther to the south is where we have those tornado warnings. Mike Scantlin in great position here. Just a little bit closer.
There is one new severe thunderstorm warning for Texas.
Right. He's very close to where that appendage is, and of course that's where we've got circulation right here, just crossing over now from Okmulgee County here in of Muskogee County. So again, tracking off to the north and to the east. Let's switch velocity, get a look here at that possible circulation. Not nearly as tight earlier, but we still have at least a hint here of some broad circulation west of where Mike is located here, viewing this storm as it does track off. A lot of wind shear in place. Wind shear can be the wind direction and the wind speed changing with height, and that's what really helps get these storms to rotate that in the atmosphere. So as storms develop, very conducive.
There is one new severe thunderstorm warning for Texas.
And that's what we've seen so far. Again, there is the view here with this as well, as it does move off to the north and to the east. So let's pan here so we can get this storm track. So those of you here from Janesville to Spring Hill, Passy, Taft, take your tornado precautions. It does look like this has weakened some, but here very close to where Mike Scantlin is located. Right here is where that would be, off to the north and to the east. So let's do that quick storm track here. Take the leading edge here, circulation, pan it off here to the north and to the east. And again, we're looking at moving in as we speak. And again, make sure you're taking your tornado precautions. Spring Hill 12, Clarksville right around 12:51, Porter 12:55, Tallahassee at around 9. So again, back here is that circulation. There is Mike's view right there near Highway 62 and 64. That is right about where that circulation is, maybe just to the west of there. So let's clear that off of here, and again take a look at the rotation potential here, and right there, talking about here just to the west of where Mike Scantlin is here. He's now at 62 and 64. Just got that other update. So right there is the area of concern north and to the east. Again, that's going to come right over the river here from Janesville, Spring Hill. So I know I just said it before, but those of you around Spring Hill, make sure you are taking your tornado interior room away from any windows, lowest floor of your room. Continue to move off to the north and to the east. Let's zoom out a bit here. I'm going to get a look at the rest as well, because anywhere along this line we are concerned that we could get some of these tornadoes with the wind shear that we do have in place. So we'll zoom this out. You can see along this line sometimes you get these little kinks, so I want to go ahead and kind of investigate what's happening here on the leading edge of this line. Even areas where we don't have that we might be seeing something possibly beginning to happen. So that to watch, because these can spin up fairly quickly. And notice we got this right here. Let me switch right here. It doesn't look too impressive right now. The velocity, little appendage there, and the reflectivity does raise at least one eyebrow. Trying to spin there. As we pan a little bit farther to the south, notice as we keep going to the south here, now we're Hughes and Pittsburgh County line. Here's that next tornado warning down the line. We'll have County. That could eventually work its way up here into southwestern portions of. We'll have to watch that. That is right there near Tupelo. Let's switch this over to Oklahoma. Do the velocities here real quick and see what this looks like. And right there is the rotation. So that is between Tupelo and Parker. And again, if that holds together, tracking to the north, that would eventually work here, probably near Stewart, Rock Creek, and eventually portions of Pittsburgh County. So we're going to watch this storm closely. For those of you in Pittsburgh County, again, a tornado warned storm out to your south and to your west. We'll switch that activity and let's zoom it back out again. Take it all the way out here, following that line. Closer here, again, back to our tornado warned storm that we do have here, moving into Muskogee County. In tight there, and I know Mike Scantlin has been busy as well tracking these storms throughout the entire day, basically. And do we have Mike here, a view here, Mike? And what have you seen since we last talked to you? Yeah, the rotation was very when you were right there to Highway 62 and 64.
Yeah, Michael. So you tower just south of our Inola radar. That couplet is right in that little ability there, just a couple of pixels wide there. There's absolutely 100+ mile per hour wind. Extreme southerly winds of at least 95 to 100 miles. Very brief, very small area of circulation, but little dead zone where the water tower is blocking that band this far. That couplet is more intense than it looks, and it's just right in that unfortunate spot. As it moves east out of that, you're going to see a couple of pixels of very, very strong. And southeasterly, speeding right into it, out ahead of it, are also very, very. I believe I haven't seen any power flashes because I was getting almost blown off the road there. It's definitely the scariest thing I've seen so far today. I thought it was going to blow me off. It's tree branches just getting just torn right out of the tree and blowing the east side of that circulation, Michael.
Wow, I appreciate that there, Mike. So I definitely would tornado still then with this, and a great observation there, pointing out that little kind of not really a hole, but kind of a line that you get here in eastern Oklahoma because of the water tower in. Block a segment of the radar that tracks west, and there you can see exactly what we're talking about there, that little line that shows up where that circulation is. So as Mike was pointing out, he had very strong circulation, and he's talking about some of the winds that are flowing into it. That's another great way to be how strong or how much a storm could be ramping up is the air that is flowing. Storm. If you have strong inflow going into the storm, you have a pretty good idea that meaning it's bringing in air near the ground level, and it's a very strong, actually a tornadic storm if that inflow is quite strong, and that's what we have seen here. Driving here, he's working his way here now east along Highway 62. We've got Mark Folta out as well. North and east, kind of waiting for that storm to work its way up here to. Switch this back here to Tulsa again to get a look at the from Tulsa, and there's that we were talking about, that line right there. It is, and again, that's right what Mike was pointing out. So let's switch it over here to velocity and see what we've got. And right here is that area of circulation, and it's now just out to the slightly north now of Highway 62. It looks like it's about ready to come over here. Cross over here into parts of Muskogee County here near Clarksville and Porter. Because I do definitely want to track this. Again, if you are in the path of this storm, as we just report, he thought maybe winds 95 to 100 miles per hour on a very tight there right near Highway 62 and 64 as that was tracking off to the north. Let's take this right here. We'll take it from where that circulation is. Right there it is. Arkansas River. We're going to track that off to the north and to the east. And here are our times. Again, in position right now. You can see where his location is here near Anchor. But Clarksville right now. Tornado precautions right now. Tallahassee, 12:48. Anchor at around 1. And again, here is this view here. And again, if again we're looking at 56. Okay at 12:57. Wagner at around 1 o'clock. Taylor Ferry at around 1:04 in the morning. So again, there that we're tracking, and I know that Brandon, you've had a long day as well. What are you with what we've got right now on radar?
Yeah, that's right, Michael. Of course, we're really watching the flanking portion of the squall line and just any notches that we little indications that we could see some quick spin ups, and we have certainly seen that overnight tonight. So starting off towards the north, the possibility of that being the Weather Service has that severe thunderstorm warning, and really from southern Kansas, so we go back to reflectivity. So anywhere we have the forward line, that's where we can see some damaging gusty winds. The possibility of that upwards of 6 miles per hour all the way down towards the Shoto area. Wagner is looking at that severe thunderstorm basically all the way throughout our forecast area, all the way down towards Eufaula and just to the west. Also, again, watching for any notches on the leading edge of the squall line. Certainly our biggest route, the Haskell area, just southwest of Porter. And Michael, that's a bit of a hook signature trying to form after it's getting out of that void of the water tower.
Definitely see the little appendage that is there, and that would certainly raise activity. You do get a little bit of a hook indication there. Now we're back to the velocity data here, and right there, but we can switch it back here to reflectivity to get another look at that to see what we're talking about. So right up right there, we'll switch it back to velocity right where that circulation is. South and west of Clarksville. Again, just came across the Arkansas River, now moving now into
There is one new severe thunderstorm warning for Oklahoma.
To the east, and of course, Mark getting in position. We've got Mike Scantlin now working his way along Highway 62, just that in ahead of the line, but south of the circulation right now, and you can see their views there on the right screen as they continue to watch this very dangerous segment of this line of here near Clarksville. Let's go ahead and take a look here with what going in right there it is. I mean, that is as clear as a bell where we've got that tornado precautions here. Clarksville, Porter, as you head up to around Anchor as well. Together, we're looking at this tracking up possibly to near Wagner and eventually parts of Cherokee County if it continues to hold together. So we've got to watch this very works its way here across parts now of Muskogee County. So those of you here back to around Midway, you are now in the all clear. This has passed, but of course you still got that line. Put you back here to reflectivity, and you can still see a lot of still with this and a lot of lightning and thunder. But as far as the tornado potential, those you are now in the all clear, and there's that appendage right there that's giving us the concern. And I track it, and again, just to get the update, we'll take it from that back right there, and let's go ahead and track this off here to the north and to the east. Update here on the timing of this. So we're looking at Clarksville again, pretty much moving in. Tallahassee about 12:51, Gibson 12:59, Wagner we're looking at 1:03. is if it holds together. The tornado warning does not extend that far right now, but if it continue to track up in your direction. So just need to be prepared for that. And again, also 108 as well as Sequoia State Park. So keeping an eye on that as it would continue to the north and to the east. I'll go ahead and remove that real quick and switch it back here. And what we'll also do here is just kind of work our way back down the line. Let me just real quick kind of get the whole view here, watching those tornado warnings. Also here, parts of as you head south into Atoka County. Also here we have another tornado warning for of Ada, and just watching these storms as they will kind of work their way up. Anywhere along this line, we've got a lot of wind shear to work with. Anywhere along this line, we something try to spin up, and a lot of times when you're dealing with a situation like this, it happens very quick.
There is one new severe thunderstorm warning for Texas.
How things are going to play out when you got a line of storms like this and you get little embedded circulations, have much of a heads up, and it's there before you know it. So that's the with dealing with little circulations along a line of storms. I am going to pan a little as well. Let's go ahead and get a look here up near the Kansas. Pan up here to the north again. This is where we had a lot of the activity earlier in the day. Numerous tornado line of storms working its way now into southeastern Kansas. Still do have a severe thunderstorm. Nowata County, now moving here into Craig County. Let's zoom in just a little bit closer here back south to that tornado warning. But there we go. Again, the leading edge of this line, that's strong wind gusts. Let's take a look at the velocities here, and you can see right there, that's where we got those stronger winds. That's the leading edge. So the radar is down here in Inola that are blowing away from the radar and probably at an angle of picking up the winds as much as what you probably
There is one new severe thunderstorm warning for Oklahoma.
Oh, and you can see how the winds are pushing out here, and the leading edge of that, that's where you're going to get some of those as this pushes off to the north and to the east. But we can do a quick storm track with push this a little farther here.